Two unrelated. What is she saying?
Jarvis Bus is a contributor to the Black Hoodie stain swabs. And you can't say what that stain was. No. And then you said you did one for Jarvis Bus and you did one for Messiah Harris. Correct. So we're comparing Messiah Harris. It was if it originated from Messiah Harris and one unrelated contributor, then if it were from two unrelated unknown contributors. And this provides very strong support that Messiah Harris is a contributor to the Black Hoodie stain swabs.
Wow, it's crazy.
And interpretation 3 is second of the Black Hoodie stain swabs 5CD. Which really, when they're separated like that, when you have like 5BD and 5AD, does that tell you that they're different parts that are being swabbed, different areas? Generally, it will be two different stains on the same item, but to describe it. Okay. So as it relates to 5BD, the Black Hoodie stain swabs, what did you find there? That was one individual in that sample, and the genetic type is female. And so, if that's the case, what was your hypothesis then? So, comparing Messiah Harris to that sample, it was 3.6x, and if it was from an unrelated unknown contributor, and this is very strong support that Messiah Harris is a contributor to that Black Hoodie from an individual genetic type is female.
Yeah, what's she talking about?
When you say I'm killing, not a math person, how many zeros? That is 27 zeros. Okay. And in interpretation number 4, you have this Black Hoodie swab, and it's 5CD. You have two analyses here. One with Jarvis and one with Messiah. What did you find as it relates to the comparison with Jarvis? So the Black Hoodie swabs, generally these are taken to see who could possibly form it or skin cells opposed to stain swabs. So I determined that this was from 3 individuals. There were 3 individuals in that sample, and at least one of them genetically type is male.
Yeah, she's saying 3.
And when comparing it to Jarvis times, more likely if it originated from Jarvis Bus and 2 unrelated unknown contributors, than if it originated from 3 unrelated unknown contributors.
Who is these unrelated for?
That Jarvis Bus is a contributor to the Black Hoodie swabs.
Who are these?
And what about the comparison to Messiah? Comparing Messiah Harris, it was 97 sextillion times more likely if it originated from Messiah Harris and 2 unrelated unknown contributors than if it originated from 3 unknown unrelated contributors.
Who are all these people?
Very strong support that Messiah Harris is a Black Hoodie swabs. And how many zeros after sextillion? Sextillion is 21. Just for reference, anything over 1 million is considered very strong support. Okay. And the next interpretation is to the pink body stem swabs. And you perform this assuming that there was 2 individuals. What was your comparison of Jarvis Bus? Comparing to Jarvis Bus, it was 6.3 times more likely if it originated from Jarvis Bus and 1 unrelated unknown contributor than if it were 2 unrelated unknown contributors. And this provides bodysuit stain swabs.
Oh Lord, who is the contributors, y'all?
It is approximately 60 septillion times more likely if it originated from Messiah Harris and 1 unrelated support that Najee Harris is a contributor to the team. And 24. Then you interpreted the 20 by just regular swaps of it. You determined that there was two individuals, at least one was typed as male. Correct. Tell me your comparison with Jarvis funds. It was 24 trillion times more likely that it originated from two unrelated contributors benefit from Jarvis fund contributor. And this provides very strong swaps. And
She's saying me. She may make sense to what she's saying to y'all. Trillion settings and all that kind of stuff like that. But you still saying that it's two unrelated contributor. Three, is not it's Messiah, and it's Jarvis, but you still adding people in that sweater hoodie.
you said previously just the swaps of items, you said they're more related to like a wearer ID type thing. Generally, it's possible stain, stain. It'll have the word stain. It's just swabs of. Generally, it's just swabs looking for who was possibly wearing that item. But I did not take the swab, so that person would be able to tell exactly. And 50 sextillion times more likely it originated from Najee Harris and one unrelated unknown contributor than if it was
Who is that unrelated unknown person?
contributors, which is very strong support that Najee Harris is a contributor to the pink bodies swabs. I think we said previously that was 21 zeros. Sextillion, yes. And in general, bacteria. Yes. Okay. And so when it degrades, does that mean that the DNA molecule itself is breaking down? Yes, it's degrading. Yeah. And what is the impact of that on a DNA test? It could just be lower than it would have been. So there's still profiling is degraded where instead of peaks kind of being nice and straight, it kind of skews a little off. So we can identify it. Okay. Could it mean that you get an incomplete or a partial profile? Sure. Was that a factor at all in any of the spots that you tested? That pattern that I was talking about, it's that possibly they were limited elements. So you mentioned that when you're looking at a profile, you see a Y chromosome that indicates to you that there's a male contributor to that sample. Correct. And can't say this in the least amount of words possible. And so if you have a mixed sample, you can do, or one of the ways to determine the male profile would be to use a Y star, Y-STR analysis. Is that correct? Yes. We do offer testing that specifically was only that Y chromosome in our lab, and I don't perform that testing. Okay. Somebody else would perform that? Yeah, so when we need it, they will perform it. Generally, it's in samples where it's a mixture from, usually from a cells or saliva or some DNA, some genetic material that's not. So, correct. That's correct, yes. And it can't say how it came to be put there, right? Like it could be there's a primary transfer, right? Yes. If I touch something and get blood on that, then the blood that's on the, say it's on like paper, blood that's on the paper then would be a secondary transfer. Yeah, from your shirt. Yes. Correct. Or say if I hand my pen to Mr. Riggins here, and then he hands it to somebody else, that would be a third. Right. It's the transfer of the DNA. So I touch this primary, then you come and touch it. My DNA is active, that would be secondary. And tertiary would be that DNA moves again. Of course, each time DNA is transferred, it's lower and lower generally. Okay. And so then if Mr. Riggins walks away with my pen and leaves it in another room, and somebody picks up that pen and uses it, in theory, they be tested and have my DNA on them. Correct? Possibly. Even if we were never in the same room together. Correct. Okay. Transfer can occur also in like a washing machine, right? So clothes are washed there, which is kind of illogical, right? You're washing something, but in reality, my clothes and Mr. Riggins' clothes could be washed together, and his DNA could transfer onto my clothes just by virtue of being washed in the same cycle. Correct.
So that could be anybody's DNA. Wow.
You asked the questions about why STR testing. Would it be fair to say that that's kind of like a correct? That's what we look at that type of testing is when we don't get results with autosomal. And is that because an autosomal testing would be a direct match as opposed to just a match on a Y chromosome? To a Y profile that is shared. Yeah. Okay. So in these reports, correct. Okay. And they were direct autosomal matches to Jarvis bugs. But we don't match. Right. Compare them directly. Yes. Direct comparisons to Jarvis bugs. Yeah. Okay. And so I believe, as you said, he would share Y DNA with his biologically related male children. His biologically related male children. Yeah. We did half DNA from mom, half DNA from her father. That's what makes up your DNA profile. So if it was he has a male son, their DNA would not compare it would only compare comparatively to the Y chromosome, not the X chromosome. Yes. So father and son, they would not have the same profile, but they would have the same Y profile, which is not the testing that was done in this case. Right. This was direct autosomal comparison. Correct. Okay. And is it fair to say that people shed or produce or leave DNA at different rates? Yes. Everyone is different. How much DNA you leave behind when you touch something. Things like blood, semen, saliva, we would expect there to be more DNA present in those types of samples versus just touching something. Skin cells. Given that people can shed DNA at a different rate, that's kind of the right way I'm wording it. You can't say whether or not something was a primary transfer or secondary transfer. How it got there, or even if it's a body.
What do y'all think about that? Do y'all tell me down in the chat? Okay. Thank y'all for watching.